Have questions about your pets? Looking for your next forever friend? We've got you covered. This is Pet Connection with Energy 95.3. Now, here's Erik Fox.
Yes, we are back. It is true. Happy Wednesday morning. It's Erik Fox here from Energy 95.3 here from my offices up on the north side of town. On the other side of the split screen, we have Nick and Marissa down on Fruitvale at Kern County Animal Services. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing wonderful, Erik. How are you?
Doing well. You know, we had a little British talk right before we went live. It's either Basil or Basil, depending on what side of the pond you lived on. But that is our guest today. What can you tell us about Basil or Basil if you're on a British person?
So Basil's a 1-year-old female collie mix. She's super friendly, high energy. She was in a foster home. She had gotten sick while she was here, and the person took her home and got her all better. And then planned on adopting her, but realized she was a little too high energy for him. So he brought her back, and she's looking for her forever home.
I mean, the high energy right there. I mean, 1 year, obviously. I mean, you got to kind of think toddler. I mean, if you want to do the human equivalent, Basil's a toddler, so it's going to have a lot of that puppy energy, right?
Absolutely. A toddler that will completely destroy your house, though, if you don't keep her stimulated. But
trust me, there are toddlers that do that too.
She's a puppy, and she comes with all the trappings of a puppy. So we want to make sure that we keep them engaged and get them plenty of exercise and keep them healthy, especially in the puppy stage that she's in, and always be careful in the high temperatures.
Now, Basil is right below screen. We do have the information on the screen, so you can get more information. Come say hello and meet your new forever friend. It's A116-1572. Basil, 1-year-old border collie. And, we're heading into summertime, so that puppy energy, we've been cooped up in the house long enough, so get some of that outside energy. And I think Basil would definitely be a good companion for you out there, right?
Yeah, I think she's going to be one of those dogs that's probably someone that's going to fit good into an active lifestyle, somebody who likes to be outdoors. She is not going to be well suited for somebody who works 12 hours a day. Not going to be well suited for somebody that doesn't like to be outside a lot. She's going to be healthiest with somebody with an active lifestyle, somebody who likes to be at dog parks potentially, out hiking or running. She's an active dog. She's still a puppy. And like I said, when we talk about keeping your pet healthy, especially for a dog that's an adolescent like her, she needs activity to keep her from being destructive, to keep her mentally healthy. So active lifestyle is probably going to suit her really well.
I think it's a good transition point here because, we are heading into a heat wave coming up this summer. And, we are going to be taking our pets out and going to be spending more time with them, including, Basil with their new forever home. What are kind of things in which we should be remembering that maybe jump out of our brains about how to take care of our pets in the summer heat?
Well, before we came on live, you had mentioned, let's talk about some of the safety tips for folks, especially in Bakersfield in the summer. And the quick conversation was something that we in animal welfare always go to, which is please don't take your dog with you to Walmart or whatever store and leave him in the car when it's 102 degrees out. It's been said ad nauseum, but it really is the truth that it does not take long to do irreparable damage to your dog by leaving him in the car in the hot sun. It doesn't even have to be what you and I would consider a hot sun to do irreparable damage to your dog. So obviously, leave your dog at home. We hear stories nowadays of people with electric vehicles that people passerby see a dog in the car and they don't know that the car is running because it's an electric vehicle, and they call 911 because there's a dog locked in a hot car. But we like that because people are paying attention. We don't want people to bring their pets and lock them in cars because we see it. Still nowadays we see it. But that being said, Bakersfield is hot. The weather's been warm recently, so you want to make sure that your dog always has access to clean, fresh, cool water. Keep them hydrated. If you are going to be outside, we try to recommend that you keep it in the early morning hours or in the late, right before evening hours, twilight, and when it's coolest. You want to make sure that because all dogs, pads are very sensitive. So you want to make sure that if you're going to take them out somewhere and they're walking on pavement, the pavement's not too hot, could burn their paws. And usually the easy way to tell if it's too hot is put your palm or your back of your hand on the pavement, and it's too hot to hold your hand there for 2 seconds. It's too hot for your dog to be walking on the pavement. So we always want to be considerate and consider all those things, especially in the high temperatures.
Great advice. And of course, it's maybe you're heading into summertime and you don't have that forever friend in your life right now. You guys have a couple great events coming up this weekend, right?
We do. Not everybody can adopt. Not everybody can commit to a pet life for the term of the pet's life. But there's always something you can do to help. And we're always in need of volunteers. We just started a dog walking program that incorporates our volunteers. And it's so important for our shelter pets to get out of the kennels and to get some interaction with people and just to stay healthy, to get out of the kennel. And our volunteers are really helping out in that endeavor. So volunteers are always needed. We have so many tasks in the shelter that our staff just doesn't have time to get to. So this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we're having an open house for our volunteer program. And it's just a clever way of us saying, hey, come out this Saturday between 1 and 4 and learn more about our volunteer program. We'll have staff here. We'll have volunteers here to answer any questions about the type of tasks we need help with, about the commitment, about what it's like. It's not all puppies and kittens. It's a hard, grueling volunteer gig sometimes. But this Saturday from 1 to 4 is our volunteer open house. Come out and find out more about our volunteer program. It might not be for you, or it might be for you, but Saturday is a good time to ask those questions. But at the same time, there's other ways that people can help, and that's by fostering. Fostering is temporary homes for our pets. And if you can't commit to the life of the pet, maybe you can commit to short term, which is foster. So if you want to find out more about foster, we do have a foster baby shower or kitten shower, I think we're calling it, this Saturday. It's just a way for you to come out between 1 and 4 p.m. Again, that's this Saturday, to find out more about our kitten foster program. There's more information on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Kern County Animal Services. There's supplies that our foster program needs. Our foster program saves about 1,600 kittens' lives per year, and we're already inundated with kittens now, so we could always use help. We need more foster families, and we need supplies to help care for these kittens.
And we talked about before, it's so important that the animals there at the shelter get some, even if it's a short-term thing, to get out of the shelter, a different environment, a different lifestyle for them.
Yeah, dogs or cats, doesn't really matter. Kittens, I always say that dogs get a lot of attention in our community because they're everywhere. But the problem of homeless and abandoned cats is probably exponentially worse, just because you don't see all of those cats that are homeless and abandoned. We see them here at the shelter. We get tons and tons of litters of kittens every single day. We try to remind folks that just because you see a litter of kittens does not mean it doesn't have a mom. More often than not, very frequently, just because you don't see the mom, it just typically means that mom's out doing something else. So we always recommend that folks leave the kittens. If you find a litter of kittens, leave them there. More often than not, mom is somewhere nearby providing care. But if all else fails, those kittens can come to us, and we try real hard to find foster parents that can not only save their lives by providing care until they're 8 weeks of age, but socialize them and get them used to living in a home, get them used to interacting with other people, and that is another way to save their lives and another way to help the shelter pets in need too.
I think it's so important, all the information as always. Let's see if we can get Basil to come join us and screen for a moment. I know kind of a lot of exploration there, and then also pop up the information on the bottom. That is Basil, who is hanging out with Marissa right now, as Basil once again goes and explores the world.
Exploring the space. He's doing. Yeah.
Number is A1161572. 1-year-old border collie mix. We also got the phone number scrolling at the bottom, 868-7120, KernCountyAnimalServices.org. And of course, your Facebook page always has a lot of great information as well, right?
Yeah, it's a great way to follow along with the programs and promotions that we have. I I believe right now through the month of June, all of our cat adoptions are just $10. And all of our long stay residents in the shelter, all of our dogs that have been here for over 30 days are fee waived adoptions. So it's always a good idea if you're looking to adopt a pet to come to the shelter. There's always some promotion going on, and you're saving a life.
And $5 Fridays for cats.
Love that. And Nick and Marissa, always appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing. I mean, obviously, it is a lot of work that you guys are doing for us. So we do appreciate every time you guys are given a chance to meet some of these new forever friends and also everything you do at the shelter, of course. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time right here with another edition of your Energy Pet Connection with Kern County Animal Services and Energy 95.3.